Vegeta is a personal favorite character of mine in Dragon Ball because of his brash and savage nature, but his development has been some of the most prominent by far out of pretty much everyone. Royalty in his own right, always feeling to be left in the shadow of Goku, has driven the prince to near character-breaking levels of determination, which is honestly one of the big reasons we all love him so much, as he never gives up on his quest to be better than Goku and reclaim the title of the mightiest Saiyan Prince. Pride has always been one of the defining characteristics of Vegeta, as even after Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta hasn't let up in the slightest towards his goals, family or not. Goku and Vegeta's training with Whis, however, while still somewhat questionable when you consider the rules of the God Realm, has extended beyond the Tournament of Power, but unrest looms in the multiverse as evil from the past has returned in quite an interesting way. Marino, the former Angel of Universe 13, has returned, and in our last video on Dragon Ball Super Kai, after revealing his presence for the first time since the erasure of his universe, he shows up on Beerus' planet, paying a surprise visit to Goku and Whis, whom he met prior as he was killing Frieza. For ages, Marino has been concealing himself, able to somehow hide and survive all this time without the Grand Priest or Zeno being aware, but appearing now of all times, he claims to want to discover just how powerful the beings of the 7th are, noticing in particular Goku's impressive power. Before being able to go any further though, the Grand Priest appears as well, looking very irritated with the current situation, as he tells Marino that the very fact that he still exists is a mistake in its own. With Goku having been sent off to God knows where and Marino having disappeared again, Vegeta, Whis, and the Grand Priest are at their wits' end. However, the Grand Priest seems to at least have an idea where Goku might be, as Whis returns Vegeta and Pan back to Earth. Returning Pan to Gohan, Vegeta warns of the upcoming battle, telling Gohan that when the time comes, be ready because they will need him to defeat this monster Marino. But upon returning to Capsule Corp, none other than that blasphemous angel himself has already arrived at Vegeta's home. If you guys want to check out Dragon Ball Super Kai for yourselves, the link as always will be down in the description box below. And if you are enjoying the Universe 13 saga as well as all other things Dragon Ball, be sure to leave a like on this video and don't forget to have that notification bell turned on to never miss an upload. Also be sure to follow me on both Twitch and Twitter to keep up with me and all Dragon Ball related content. But without further ado, Marino has infiltrated Vegeta's life on a personal level now, as he sits at his house so nonchalantly with his wife having tea. Turning his attention back to his conversation with Bulma, he can't help but be amused as she tells him the story of how she slapped Beerus, to which he says he can't believe a mortal actually laid hands on a god and lives to tell the tale. How remarkable of a woman you have here, Vegeta. Not surprising at all, however, from the wife of the Saiyan Prince, he says, but Beerus was always soft. How ironic, as their conversation goes on as if Vegeta wasn't even there. Bulma goes on to defend Beerus, saying that I wouldn't exactly call him soft, as she can surely recall back to how that same encounter ended. However, she says that Beerus definitely has developed a soft spot for them on Earth because they do all sorts of things like feed him all this great food and things like that. She goes on to mention how Marino is so much easier to talk to than all of the other angels they've met. Not that Whis is hard to talk to, but he's always so busy. But then she goes on to tell Marino that he's such a nice guy and he should come visit them more. By the way, they do have some of the best food in the entire universe. So it seems like nothing bad has kicked off on Earth yet. However, Marino has something up his sleeve and Vegeta knows it. He just can't put his finger on it yet, as Marino goes on to respond to Bulma saying, "Of course I will." Then going on to ask for some snack she had mentioned earlier, with Bulma going off to prepare it, leaving Vegeta and Marino for a brief moment. This is when Marino comments on Vegeta having a lovely wife, almost reminding him of his wife back in Universe 13, or former wife in Universe that is, but with the small talk out of the way, there is a reason Marino has arrived here on Earth, as he says that he has something he wants to ask Vegeta, so listen very closely. When we cut back to the closed off realm wherever Goku was sent, he's floating across from this strange bearded man we saw in the last chapter, asking him, hey, who the heck are you? This place kinda has the same feeling as the world of Void that I was in during the Tournament of Power, but much colder and darker, he says, and I definitely didn't expect to find anyone else here. The bearded elder scolds Goku, telling him that it's polite to introduce yourself first before asking for someone else's name, so Goku introduces himself properly, asking once more, just, "Who are you, sir?" The elder goes on to state that for a regular human to be here is beyond strange, as even the gods and angels themselves don't come here often, so why him, and why now? He also says that he can sense a great power within Goku, along with immense rage as well, seeming to have just gone through a very troubling experience as the elder searches his feelings, saying that there's no way you came here on your own. You were sent here by someone, weren't you, Goku? "Ah, I see," the old man says. "You're from the 7th dimension and seem to possess the power of a god as well. Your mind is clouded with worry and fear for those named, let's see, Vegeta and Pan, is it? Don't worry, in your time they seem to still be alive and in no harm's way, as Vegeta has returned Pan safely back to Gohan in case you were wondering. He was brought back to Earth by the Grand Priest following your encounter with the Fallen One, who has also appeared in the 7th dimension. Now, everything going on right now may seem really confusing, as this guy just kinda came out of nowhere while Goku was roaming this huge empty void, but at least he confirms to him that Vegeta and Pan and pretty much everyone else are safe for the time being, as Goku goes on to ask, "Wow, does that mean Vegeta was able to defeat Mirno to get Pan back, or did something else happen?" The elder clarifies, saying that no, Vegeta didn't battle Mirno, or at least he hasn't yet, which even if he did, he would have failed just as Goku did. Mirno is playing a game Goku and Vegeta could never win, or at least not right now. Not how they are. There is more going on right now than you can understand, so don't expect this to be some walk in the park for you, mortal. But there is a way, much like there always is, so relax yourself, he says to Goku. He says that he can sense that Goku's hunger, much like his anger, is great right now, so he suggests that they grab a bite to eat so he can better explain the situation at hand and why they really have no chance of winning as they are now. Goku immediately gets bummed out about them having absolutely no chance against Mirno right now and not being able to do anything as he roams around as he pleases, but the mention of food cheers him up right away. Only, where are they supposed to get food around here? This is one of Goku's first important lessons he shall learn on his journey, as the bearded man laughs at this response, telling him don't be so naive. You can't always rely on what you see. Just because something isn't there and you can't see it, doesn't mean that it isn't real. This is your first mistake, mortal. Because there is nothing there now, does not mean that there will be nothing later. You of all people should know that anything is possible, and this is likened to power as well. One can grow infinitely stronger despite where they are now or how much they doubt themselves. Sticking his hand out solemnly in front of him, he says to Goku, I want you to remember one thing that your current god failed to tell you. Before destruction comes creation, he recites, as a brilliant flash of light shines in front of them, and before Goku's very eyes, a full course meal is presented out of thin air from the old man's magic as they sit to discuss the true severity of this situation and how Goku and Vegeta may eventually be able to defeat even a god. With Mirno growing ever so impatient back at Capsule Corp for Bulma to bring this food she promised, he complains about how slow she's taking, and upon saying he can't wait any longer, he takes it upon himself to create another portal and just to take the dish that Bulma was making for him. Now, I guess this is just a trait amongst the gods for never having really experienced the creativity of mortals, but in the next panel we see Mirno absolutely ecstatic at this ice cream, just how Whis and Beerus were, commenting on every possible aspect of it while Vegeta just sits there watching him, struggling to figure this guy out. When you're finished eating, get lost, he says, which Mirno replies, 30 minutes. I'd say I have about 30 minutes until Whis figures out that I'm here and comes for me. Figured it may take him longer, but 30 minutes should be more than enough, but in the meantime, since I didn't get to see your true power before, how about we test you until he arrives? You didn't think I forgot, did you? I said I wanted to see both of your powers, he says, smirking, with Vegeta angrily replying that he'd never fight him here. They'd level the entire city if they did that, so no, not happening. Mirno stands to his feet, however, still smirking, asking Vegeta, haven't you noticed? This city is quite the metropolis on this planet, one of the larger ones, wouldn't you say? With so many people living here, you don't find it suspect that there isn't any noise around? Seems pretty desolate to me. as we pan across the upper portion of the city to reveal just how alone they are. Vegeta is in complete shock that not one single person seems to be within the entire city, as he demands Marino explain just what he's done to the people here, as he says in an ominous voice, My, they're all gone, Vegeta. Even your lovely Bulma. Now that I have your attention, let's begin the game, shall we? As he appears behind the Saiyan, forcing Vegeta to fight for everyone's sake, whether he likes it or not.